Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I know at this fag end, everybody must be tired, and certainly all our panelists must, though rejuvenated with a cup of tea, and I expect that they will keep the discussion live. And instead of introducing each of the speaker, which everybody knows, they are stalwarts in their own right, representing all the high courts in Pakistan. And I'm glad that I'm moderating the panel of all the learned judges who are sitting at the podium to share their expertise, experience, and what they have learned in their journey from while practicing law and now marching towards apex court. And their experience would certainly benefit all the audience. And it is really amazed me that such a large number of audiences is still engrossed in learning the magic of mediation. And certainly it is a success story of a mediation that we are experiencing today. I would not speak what I have written. What I would share, how the magic of this mediation began, how the journey of mediation began in 2006, when the judges of the Sindh High Court were invited for a study tour to examine this mediation. And one of the moderator, Miss Naveen Merchant, is there. At that time, she was associated with IFC and other international forums. She led the delegation of Sindh High Court judges, and I am one of those fortunate who was part of that delegation. Justice Khilji Arif Hussain was there. Justice Faisal Arab was there. And when for the very first time we entered the court premises, we saw a third party sitting in the court, and that amused us, that how an outsider can be given and provided a space in the court to assist the court in resolving the dispute. And that was Center for Effective Dispute Resolution, one of the renowned dispute resolution platform in the world that initiated mediation and court annex mediation. And that inspired us a lot. We came back, we started advocating mediation, and unfortunately in 2007, the courts were dismantled, and I was one of those who were laid off. But that again provided an opportunity to us. IFC, limb of World Bank, started Karachi Center for Dispute Resolution. Again, got an opportunity to be served there as an honorary director, and then again I learned how the mediation works. And there I learned a lot over a period of 1 year. Justice Saeed-uz-Zama Siddiqui was heading that institution, and that was a learning experience till I was restored in 2009. When I was restored, I again started the journey of mediation to start court annex mediation once again. Tried to convince the lawyers, held number of sitting with the lawyers, and spoke to them, tried to buy them out to explore this virgin avenue, but the lawyers were not convinced. Then in 2011, when I became the Chief Justice, I thought I'm all the might. I can do anything I want. We established a court annex mediation center in a small causes court which was abandoned by law, and there was no court annex. The court was lying vacant. We established it very passionately, and one fine day inaugurated it. But the other fine day, when I woke up, I was indeed waken up by the bars and the bar councils. The entire center was ransacked, ran over, computer was thrown out, and doors of mediation shut. I'm so glad to know Shah Shafi Siddiq was here to inform that the court annex mediation once again rekindled. And that rekindle is the hope that give us a lesson: never give up. You fall, you stand up, you fall, you stand up, and one day, whatever your passion, your dream is, it is realized, if not by you, your successors. And that is a success story of Sindh High Court Mediation Center. And I'm glad Justice Shafi Siddiqui, senior puisne judge, is here, who is also one of those passionate torchbearer of mediation. So I have received this message from one of my very senior colleagues that narrate the journey of mediation since 2006 rather than reading out what I have written. What I have written, in fact, was spoken by everybody. I have nothing new to add except that the PIDW'24, PIDW'23 Mediation Act was presented 2023, and it was expected that it will see the light of the day, but unfortunately it could not be legislated. Again, last week or week before last, Justice Mansoor Ali Shah presented the revised version of Arbitration Act 2024. This journey of this forum again will certainly take up the issue, try to emphasize that this law should come to light and change the landscape, judicial landscape of Pakistan. And dwelling much would be futile. I would engage my panelists, which I say needs no introduction. I would first solicit the opinion of Justice Shafi Siddiqui to how to explore the various aspects related to this topic and enforceability issue, how the Sindh High Court is venturing into it, the enforceability of arbitral award in Pakistan, especially considering our status as signatory to New York Convention. Certainly, whatever question you have posed as to provision of ADR and mediation under the constitutional regime or the appetite of the lawyers, all needs deliberation and discussion. This is why we all have assembled here. And instead of myself commenting on what input you have given, I would expect learned panelists to have their opinion while addressing us. Justice Atiq Shah, another honorable distinguished judge from the Peshawar High Court, is with us, and we are very thankful for the Peshawar High Court of detailing him to apprise this august gathering as to integration or independence, whether Pakistan should establish a distinguished, dedicated ADR and arbitration authority, or should it integrate these functions within existing judicial body, whether, as pointed out by the earlier panelist, that the courts will be assuming supervisory role rather than sitting on a driving seat. And for this valuable input, I would request Justice Atiq Shah to apprise the court of his point of view of the Peshawar High Court. Now we come to another very learned and exciting panelist. All must be waiting to hear from him. Justice Jawad Hassan, he is already very popular with the legal fraternity and the business community alike for his forward-looking outlook, promoting, I would not say alternate dispute resolution, appropriate platform for conflict resolution. I don't see any rivalry between the judiciary or ADR or mediation as a competitor, but as a collaborator to resolve a conflict whenever it occurs, depending on the nature of a conflict. Certainly, appetite was still there to listen to you more and more, and hope the organizer will give another opportunity to assemble. And now, I would request Justice Arbab Mohammad Tahir from Islamabad High Court, yet another bright judges from the Islamabad High Court that is enlightening judicial horizon with his forward-looking judgments. He just made a presentation on criminal aspect of the mediation. That was also very close to our heart, and some of the seminars were conducted, I remember, where we tried to convince the lawyers to promote victim offender mediation. That was in 2012 quite in light in various jurisdictions. In Kenya and South Africa, we consider them very backward, but when you look at their litigation culture, the judicial system, they are far ahead of our system. They have innovated many things, and it is not we can deal with the backlog with a conventional judicial setup. We have to think out of the box. And out of the box, I would only cite, I would not say much about it. Out of the box is DIFC, Dubai International Financial Court. I was amazed to see they have a jurisdiction, extraterritorial jurisdiction. We are talking about commercial courts. We miss International Financial Commercial Court having extraterritorial jurisdiction within your jurisdiction. That is multi-tiers jurisdiction that is provided under the various law. Doha has done it. China has done it. Other African countries have done it. We are only talking. I believe this platform will take up the matter of international commercial court into the realm of international commercial and financial court to incorporate arbitration and mediation as a tiers of the justice dispensation rather than rival forum as conceived by many lawyers. I would now request Justice Arbab to enlighten us more about his new venture into criminal offender mediation. This forum indeed provides a platform where cross-pollination takes place of different ideas by all the high courts. And I believe honorable judges from different high court and district judiciary present here will be fertilized, and they'll further improvise the raw ideas. Those are initiated by our brilliant judges, new breed of judges. They are not the judges from my generation. They are forward-looking judges creating inroads, and certainly future is bright. Thank you very much. Now I would request another panelist, Judge Justice Swati of Balochistan High Court, Justice Muhammad Ijaz Swati, to enlighten us as to what your view on the recent change introduced by the new arbitration in Pakistan is. How do you think that updated legislation will enhance the arbitration process or create a more conducive environment for these appropriate dispute resolution platforms? Abraham Lincoln once noted that a good settlement is better than a very good brief in a lawsuit. There are several advantages to the business as well as individual mediating as a part of a dispute resolution process. Firstly, it can be cheaper, certainty, quicker than proceeding for a long. Though Abraham Lincoln said a good settlement is better than a good suit. My comment on is even a bad settlement now is better than a very good 100-page judgment 10 years after the conflict has arisen. And that is what the spirit of mediation is, because you save the relationship, you save the time, you save the resources, and you save the relationship to continue the business. Thank you very much for the learned panelists, for their insight, for their valuable suggestion. And just wrapping up the issues raised by the learned panelists, I would only comment that one of the panelists was of the view that there should be a constitutional framework to promote this mediation. I would just draw attention, I would not dwell much deeper into it. Constitutional guarantee and responsibility of the state to provide inexpensive justice is the duty of the state. And what is the duty of the state is a right of a citizen. And right of a citizen are guaranteed by the courts. Courts are guardians, and the courts have made the inroads into this realm of jurisdiction. It is not overtaking the court's jurisdiction. It is just providing a forum of choice. As rightly pointed out, the lawyers should be educated, our masses should be made aware of options of dispute resolution platforms. It is not only the court that resolves the dispute, panchayat committees, jirga, what are these? These are also primitive or earlier part of a dispute resolution platform. Mediation and arbitration are merely a structured form of those ancestral legacies of ours. And those are to be shined, and certainly lawyers must know that this appropriate forums are available, and for that we have to revise the curriculum of the law colleges to include mediation and alternate dispute resolution mechanism. And secondly, New York Convention is a history of past of which Pakistan is signatory, and much water has flown, and now Singapore Convention on mediation is there, enforcement of judgment of Hague Convention 2015 or 19 is there, and I believe this platform of PIDW is advocating not only the Singapore Convention should be ratified by Pakistan, but Hague Convention should also be considered to be made part of a legislative legacy to which our new breed of judges should dwell upon and enlighten and provide a more confidence to the business community. To thank the panelists who are now about to doze out, I would request those who are awake to give a big hand of applause to our panelists.